Hey, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
That's good timing. All right. So that over there, welcome to the welcome. This is yeah, hi. We're stuttering already. This is gonna be great. Anyway, welcome to This is the Future.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, fucking A. That's Alex Rios, and I'm Chiclet Teeth. Just kidding. I just wanted to give myself a superhero name.
That would be that would be
They took all the good ones. Chiclet Teeth sounds like a good name. It's like, if the villain's like, I'm not worried about Chiclet Teeth, and they just show up with like a bunch of like gnarly big teeth, kind of like a Bond villain from the 60s, but you just bite people's shit off, whatever it is.
But see, Tony, you don't have big teeth.
I don't. I don't. And
You
I think
you
I
kind of have
did
little
20 years ago, but I grinded them down through stress and drugs. So now they're all flat and friendly.
Yeah, flat and friendly. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, that's why I want chiclet teeth. What was it? It's something about Mary. Do you remember that? It's
Hmm.
something about Mary. Dude gets all his teeth capped, and he's got like a giant mouthful of
Yeah.
like horse teeth.
Yeah.
I think that villains would stay away from someone with big teeth. I just think that would scare them a
You think
little.
so? Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Now,
think
now
you
I'm
would be a
wondering,
villain. I think you might be a villain, like some kind of weird Dick Tracy villain. You
like,
got Lips Malone and
lips.
Fathead Freddy, and then like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got chiclet teeth over in the corner, ready to tune you up.
yeah, yeah, Wide Tooth Wally over here.
Wide Tooth Wally. Sounds like a derelict team of villains to me.
It is, yeah.
The B Squad.
It is, yeah.
This is the squad that goes to work when everyone else is like out for the holidays. When the main
Yeah.
gangbangers are like, celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, it's the third string. It's the idiots that are like, I'll work on holidays. Yeah,
Right?
definitely
Yeah.
them.
Do you get holiday pay if you're a gangster? How does that work?
I think you take other people's holiday pay. That's what you do.
That sucks. Hey, Christmas is a big day for us. No one's expecting a robbery. Okay,
That's
we got to
right.
get out there, people. Quick while the iron's hot.
Look at that.
If you were, if you, I'm trying to figure out what if we were both villains, on
Mhm.
the B Squad, what would your name be?
Oh, I don't know. Medium Dick Michael. M- Medium Dick Mickey.
Medium,
Medium Dick Malone. Medium
medium
Dick
Dick Malone.
Malone.
There we go.
Medium Dick Malone. Oh, medium Dick Malone. It's not big, it's not small, right in the fucking middle. It's the most average sized. Is an extra medium.
I think that we'd have to work on our mob boss would have to be like curvy Dick Chuck,
Yeah, curvy dick Chuck.
Meat Mallet Mike. It
Yeah.
sounds like now we're just naming off people from that what's that series Garbage Pail Kids. This sounds like we're
No,
talking
yeah.
about the fucking Garbage Pail Kids. Well, hey, before we go on a tangent about nothing for too long, I
Yeah.
did want to bring up a special. We do have a special guest with us. He's come in from time to time, but he is on the show with us today. If
Yeah.
you look real closely off of Alex's shoulder, you'll see that we have the one and the only Jesus Christ,
Yahweh.
the spirit of
Yahweh.
right there, the light. He's right there. God's guiding light. It's right there, folks. He loves
Ouch.
the
It hurts.
show. I'm
Ow.
really surprised you're not bursting into flames.
Ow. I know. Yeah. You don't want to get too much into it.
Yeah, right. You have a hole in your shoulder by the end of the show.
Do you think this is just Jesus' dick? It's just a light beam of cock.
I like how you didn't even ponder it. You just put it in your mouth. That says so much.
Hey, what do you do? I mean, yeah,
The
that's it.
thought alone drove you to put it in your mouth. I love that.
You think before you put things in your mouth, Tony?
Yeah, I really fucking do. I definitely think before I put things in my mouth.
Well,
Uh,
hey, I'm just trying to get a good place in heaven. So you got to suck a little bit of God's son's dick. It's fine. You got a good place, good spot.
that's right. It sounds like mail call.
Mail's here. Mail's early. Wow.
Mail person was trying to catch Emma off guard.
Yeah. She hates she hates the mail.
That's
Really,
awesome.
really bad. Like right now she's probably taking the mail out of the slot. Yep, she just got it. You hear that part? You hear that part? That's I know the sound now because I've seen it a bunch of times. Is the slot where the mail comes in on the inside of the house? She bites it and she goes. There's like wood falling off of it. She's completely fucked it up.
So when you guys move out on your list of things to fix, new door is on there.
Yeah,
Okay,
new little
just
fucking.
need to replace the door and we can move out.
Yeah, there's actually a few things that need to be
There's
replaced.
a few things.
Well, I broke the door. Remember, I told you that when I locked myself out, I was cooking eggs. I told you that. I talked about it on the
All
show.
right.
I was cooking eggs and I went to go take the compost out and I just like locked the door subconsciously, like
I
accidentally
hate
just
that.
locked it
Yeah.
behind me. And I'm like, fuck. And I looked through the window. I could see Emma laying on the back of the couch and then the eggs are cooking on the stove. And I'm like, fuck. And I like freak out and I'm like, and I sit there and I just stand there for like 30 seconds and I say to myself, window or door, window or door, window or door. So I just slam my big fat stupid body into the door. and
Yep.
luckily it didn't break the door, it just broke
The
kind of just
jam.
cracked the door frame, like where the hint, like where it goes in.
Yeah.
And the doors, we haven't fixed it. The door still works. Just to keep it all the way shut, you have to lock it. So it's not, if someone wanted to break in, clearly they could do it anyways. This is an old house. This house is over 100 years old or whatever. It was built in 1921, and I bet you the door hasn't changed.
So it was invented before locks. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. The little slot for the mail's another thing. This house is shit.
But it's all door. It's so far it's door related. It's like I said, a simple fix of the door and jam, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, no problem.
Put it on Craigslist. Looking for a door and jam.
And jam and preserves. We're ready to kick out the door jam.
Yeah, put it up there just like that and see how many, because you live in Oregon, how many people offer you, sorry, we don't have any doors, but we do have some fresh jam.
we do have some preserves. Well, and I did kick out the jams. I kicked out the door.
You kicked in the jams.
I did.
To save your eggs and your goddamn house from burning down.
It was really about all the eggs, everything, and the dog. It was
That's
like the
funny,
dog
man.
and the eggs. The eggs were fine, a little crispy, but they're all right.
Door.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Just enjoying myself. I found a way to get through my boring work days. I started coloring.
Oh,
It's actually, I mean, it sounds silly, but I finished a whole picture in a 10-hour shift. Detail.
like a coloring book, like a little kid's coloring book.
Yeah,
Wow.
but like the difficult ones they sell at the dollar store. I raided my daughter's room, looking for something to do, and so she has like.
I just gotta have something in here. So fucking bored.
It's like, well, hey, and I didn't find a crack pipe, so that was good news. I was like, all right, cool, everything. I was like, I'm not looking for anything too crazy, but as long as I don't find anything that I have to worry about, we're good. But anyway, yeah, the search and seizure went well, and I found myself a coloring book and a big old box of coloring pencils, and I had so much fun that I went out and bought me a pencil sharpener because damn it, these pictures are gonna get better with time.
So, how high were you when you went and bought that pencil sharpener?
No, wasn't high.
Really?
No, you can't be. If you're high all the time, you're just gonna be. It's boring. It takes the piss out of everything. It's no fun. You're high sometimes. Can't be. The older you get, you're just high all the fucking time. All you do is just forget you're alive. It's just totally it's useless. So.
But that's the point, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but sometimes you need to be awake. You need to be alert enough to remember. Oh shit! I need to take that lasagna out of the fucking microwave or whatever you do.
Yeah.
With it. Right. So But in any case, no, I wasn't stoned when I came up. Maybe I was high when I thought of coloring on the clock.
Sure.
But scoring the coloring book and find the pencils, and then today getting a pencil sharpener because this is going to be a real thing I do. All
So
sober.
you weren't high, but you still use drug lingo when you talking about coloring books. Well, so I scored the coloring book. Like,
Right.
I like
Oh,
that.
totally. I'm all in. I am
I like
I
that.
have
I
a
like that. You're
drug
like, well, I wasn't high,
thing.
but I'm still using the lingo.
I'm never gonna stop using the lingo. I love the lingo. You know, even if I got into Jesus, I'd be like, I scored me some Jesus
Hey,
today.
hey, man, he's right
He's
here.
right there. I'm keeping him in mind. He's right there. He's listening. And I'm saying, if I see we scored Jesus, got a gram of Jesus in the room. How about that?
Kilo of Jesus.
Kilo
You
of
know,
Jesus.
speaking, a kilo of Jesus. A guy named Jesus probably packaged a kilo. So,
But he says it different.
yeah. Hey, Jesus is uh is selling Jesus. Jesus is
Right.
selling Jesus.
Making all your drug dreams come true. What a nice guy. So yeah, I colored me a picture at work, and now I can go back to work tomorrow, excited because there's more pictures to color. Um, and I don't even know what picture I'm going to color. That's the exciting part. Doesn't have fuck all to do with my boring job. It's all about what I can get done in 10 hours of coloring. That's what I care about. And I sit at my other table, so when people call in and I know all the dumb shit I'm supposed to say,
Yeah.
they're talking to me about their phone problem, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm like, I hope, yeah, I could sharpening my pencil with a knife. I'm like, uh-huh, yeah, that does suck. Uh-huh. I'm like, "Oh, let me get around the eyes. There we go. I don't even. And then finally they're like, "Oh, I'd like to buy something." I'm like, all right, hang on. Let me put my coloring pencils down. All right, what do you want? What do you want? I feel like I should have pigtails. Maybe like a juice box,
Yeah.
some carrots. I'm gonna arrange that for myself.
And then after you draw your picture, you just go out to your lemonade stand that you're running.
Fuck yeah, on my breaks. Like,
Yeah.
so how are you making extra income in your downtime? Lemonade stand. I'm gonna
Lemonade.
do that just to fuck with people.
You should.
I have 3 15-minute breaks. I could sell. That's 45 minutes of selling time right there. It's good. And I could do it on my lunch. Yeah, you brought up a great idea, just a little too late. It's cold now, but I should have done that this summer.
Hot chocolate stand. Hot chocolate stand.
Yeah, but it's a bitch keeping it hot. I don't have a thermos.
Just
Okay.
invite Jesus and hold it under here. Just like
We're gonna spit it in the cup. It's hot. It's 98 degrees.
yeah, it'll be warmed by Jesus's cock. Be fun.
That's how you sell it.
Hot cock, chocolate hot.
That's
Hot
right.
cock, hot chocolate. I don't know.
It's Christ's cocoa.
Yeah, ice cocoa.
Christ's cocoa. I am like a block away from a church. That would work. Oh shit. And then I did something I don't know if I'll ever do again. It's kind of fun. Tickets were cheap, so we caught a hockey game at 1 in the afternoon, and then stuck around up there in the sports complex area, and then caught the basketball game at 7:30.
Oh,
So just kind of stayed. It was too fucking cold to party though. Like we were literally like sitting in the car, like just waiting because we pulled in. We parked our shit, and I wanted to see if they would kick us out. For the parking lot. And then, because what they do is we found out they lock the gates after you park, they lock the gates. And then if they're having a second event, long story short, they'll unlock the gates again. Well, I was paranoid I was going to get my shit towed while the gates were locked and everyone
right.
was gone. So we were just kind of sitting there, drinking and smoking and just hanging out, waiting to see if they were going to kick us out or not. And they didn't. So since parking is $25, we did get double park. We got second parking for free, which is pretty exciting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I'm over 40. This is the shit I'm excited about these days. But and then we went to the second game. And I don't know if you've been going, like if you go to Blazers, you go to these big places, they're trying to spice up the shit they're gonna sell you, snacks and food and all that. They try to
Right.
keep the refreshments fresh. So they have a $20 milkshake. Have you seen these?
No.
It's in a mason jar with a handle, and it's got she got the mint one, so big ass straw in it.
Mhm.
But it has a full on ice cream sandwich on the top. Like, it's fucking crazy. I'll try to get you a picture. It's ridiculous. But then and so I was like, all right, well, we'll share this $20 monstrosity. And this is how my brain thinks. She was like, this is really expensive. I was like, well, that's why you'll buy it. so it doesn't bother me. And
Yeah.
anyway, I'm not a real jerk, but anyway, it worked out. So in any case, she's like, "This is expensive, but it's delicious." I was like, "We didn't have to pay for the second parking." And she's like, "Oh, this tastes so much better now." I was like, "Right? Feels good when you don't think you got completely fucked into a $20 snack." It was just a monstrosity of a thing, and we took it down. It took two
Mhm.
people, but there was someone next to us. They each had one, and they looked like they were having an orgy because they kept taking turns and they were moaning aloud. It was like, oh, let me have some of yours. This is, and then it was weird as I got turned on. I started sucking on ours faster. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
watching them, I consumed quickly. It was great.
That's a man. That's usually how it goes, though, right? You know, you watch someone else. You usually consume whatever's in your hand quicker. But
Yep.
yeah, it's just porn. You know.
Yeah. Just food porn. So how about you, man? Anything fun?
I got tattooed yesterday. That's
Oh
cool.
shit. Did you
Here,
what'd
I'll
you
show
did?
you.
All right.
It's a little frog,
Oh, for a minute I thought you got a Care Bear. All right. Oh,
and
cool. Cool.
it's one of those like it's called "get what you get" tattoo. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah, and then they have a little gumball machine, and you pay them, and they give you a token, and then you do it. And I got a frog, and I told the guy, he's where do you want to put it? And I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, I don't know, like what do you think? And then he kind of looked at my arm, and it says "Fat Boy" right there. That's a tattoo I already had, and he's like, put it above the Fat Boy tattoo. So it kind of fits. It's a fat boy frog on a fat boy. It's perfect.
Oh, wait, this is oh, wait. I want to talk about this for a second. So I've seen this. I have seen it, and not very often, but so you went to tattoo place and you pay X dollars,
Hmm.
and then do you put a token in the machine and whatever it spits out, that's what you get a tattoo of?
Yep. Whatever it is. Yep.
No shit. Do you happen to know what any of their images were, or you would only know if you bought one?
Excuse me. Yeah, you would only know. You don't get to see them. They're just there. You don't get to see any
Right.
of the flash that any of the drawings that are in there. You just put the coin, and whatever comes out comes out.
Damn.
And Callie did it too because she was using a gift certificate that I got her last Christmas,
Hmm.
and she made an appointment, so I made one too. And she got like a funny. I got like a cute little frog, and she got like a dagger like a dagger that looks like that's going. That one of the ones that looks like they're
Going into someone.
going into the skin and coming out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's kind of like two tattoos because it looks like that. And
Yeah.
it's funny. She got like the gnarly one, and I got the cute little frog.
That's Portland as fuck right there, man.
But it
That's
fits though
awesome.
because it's cool because I like that. Because obviously I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
too
fun.
concerned about the tattoos I put on my body. I
Yeah.
I got wild
Big
shit all right.
worrier over here.
Yeah, so it's just like nah, it fits. It's I trust them. It's not like they're gonna like put a drawing of a swastika made out of dicks or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not they're not gonna put anything crazy that's gonna ruin their reputation. Like it's like they're gonna it's gonna be something decent. So yeah, it's a cute little frog. I
But
like
it's
it.
also probably on a sheet full of shit they haven't had requested in a long time. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
well, I mean, how many people come in and ask for a bullfrog? You know what I mean? It's like,
Right. Well,
that's cool.
I bet you what it is. It's like I bet you it's like they might do it like this, like where it's like one of the artists, it's like it's a slow day. Instead of going home, you could just like I'll pump out a few little sketches and then cut them out and put them in the little eggs.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sure that's what they do. They're just like, I'm gonna draw a frog, or I'm gonna draw a cat. I'm gonna draw a picture of my cat or whatever. So it's just I'm sure that's how they do it. Or they're just like, oh, Jimmy, it's your turn to do the get what you get sketches. Pump out a few real quick. So
Right. So just to confirm, how when it comes out of the egg or whatever, when it comes out of the machine, is it a full like piece of paper, like
yeah,
regular size, and they just roll it on your arm and
It's just like a little cutout like this big.
So it's the actual cutout they're gonna use. It's not a
Yeah,
picture of a frog. It's the tat.
yeah.
The
It's the drawing that whoever did it. Like it's just the drawing of
oh, sick.
like
Oh,
on the
okay.
little like wax paper or whatever that
Yeah,
they used, and it's just they draw it, they cut it out, and they put it in the little egg thing, and yeah, and it was really quick. Like our appointment was at 1 o'clock, and we both got tattooed, and we were out of there. I looked at my phone, and we were out of there at 1:58. So it took less than an hour to get two little tattoos,
yeah. But
and that's
that
like that's setup time and all of it. Like, and we were like running a little late. Like we got there like right at 1 o'clock. We probably got there at 12:58. So
right.
like we were out of there under an hour. I was like, that's awesome. You got two
Huh.
little tattoos. Only took an hour.
Yeah, usually they don't charge much for those either. They're usually under $100, right?
They were 100 each.
That's not bad.
It's everything's expensive nowadays, so that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time I got a tattoo, it was $100, so I probably couldn't afford another one, but
Mm.
whatever. I got my Marine Corps one on my. I remember going in to get the Marine Corps one. It was just they had all this standard shit. I mean, a million people probably have my tattoo, but it was just like point and pick, and it's done. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like I was the fastest fucking tattoo I ever got in my life. I think we called a cab before we got our tattoos. Like,
And then you had to wait for the cab still, like.
right? We're still like, where's that fucking taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if I've told this story. Maybe I did. If I did, I still can't get over this because I wonder what this idiot did. But I think I told you that the guy was with. I just got the Grim Reaper with the Marine Corps, on it.
Mhm.
He got this is 2000, and he got we're in Missouri, and he gets a tattoo of the Grim Reaper wrapped in a Confederate flag. And
Man,
I can just remember how when we got to this, we had a hotel house party. It was in the Marine Corps. We were all stuck in the barracks. So on the weekends, someone rented a room. We got a bunch of booze. We went fucking crazy. And so we showed up to this room, and there's this friend of mine, my roommate. His name's Mayers, and he's from Mississippi. And he's a big gentleman, and not definitely not hip to those kind of tattoos. And he the kid and I walked in, and we have these players of plastic on his forearm. He got this damn tattoo on his forearm.
man.
And so I remember walking in, they're like, hey, where you assholes been? We're like, oh, we just got tattoos, like, they're like, what'd you get? I was like, I just got the Grim Reaper on my shoulder, Marine Corps, all that horse shit. I'm like, what'd you get? And he's like, oh, I got the Grim Reaper, the long version, in the Confederate flag. And dude, Mayers just stands up. He's like pouring Crown and Coke. He just stands up. He's like, tell me you're bullshitting me. And I was like, oh fuck. And I wasn't worried at all. Cause like that's Mayers is my roommate, and this kid's fucked, and I have nothing to do with it. I'm just like,
You're like,
wow.
you're
And
like,
he's
I
like,
didn't get that tattoo. I
oh,
didn't get
I
that.
told him, I didn't do it. It's black and white, man. I know. I was like, He looked at me. He's like, I know you wouldn't be that stupid. I was like, no, I'm dumb. I'm not stupid. And I was like, never, 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 never. And so he's like, let me see what you got tattooed on your arm to him. And the
Mhm.
kid's like, he's like, well, it's healing. He was like, let me see it. It's going to hurt a whole lot more. And I was like, this is getting intense. So the kid walks over to the other. There's just one bed. There's like probably 15 of us all standing around this bed. You're trying to party and get ready or whatever. And I remember the kid walks over there, pulls the plastic down. He sees maybe half the tattoo, and the kid gets airmailed right back over to the other side of the bed into me, and we go out the window. Like I was holding him, and we go out the window. I mean, like the window was open. I'm not like saying it, but it was out. The screen was gone.
Yeah.
Like we just went whoop.
How far of a drop
I
was
just
it?
What's that?
How far of a drop was it? Like a one
No,
story?
it was in Missouri. It's one level. Like it's just thank God. I did it like a back bend, and he rolled off of me. It wasn't that crazy, but he
Like,
threw him over a king size bed. He just grabbed. He's like, "Poof." Before I knew it, I wasn't even really watching. I just see clothes and a head coming at me. I'm like, no. And he told him, he was like, the next time I see you, you better not have that tattoo. And he did. Of course he did. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? So this
Yeah.
here's the funny part. This kid, this we were in training. So this is like 6 weeks and we're gone. We don't see each other again. Just so happens to be that idiot gets stationed with us in Hawaii. It was constant. It was just like he'd be walking, the kid be walking down with the tattoo, and Mayors or someone else, that didn't like it would see him and just slap him. Just whack. It's like, whoa.
So I gotta add, is Mayers, is he a black guy?
110%.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's why he didn't like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's, yeah. But it's crazy now. I think that idiot kid's probably part of the reason for this, but Marine Corps doesn't let you get tattoos down on your lower arms anymore. You can't have any, they keep changing the rules, but I don't think you can get one without permission now.
Mm.
And the Marines and the Navy were like predominantly the people getting tattoos in Hawaii when like this all, in the 40s and everything with Sailor Jerry and all those people were, when tattoos really took off, World War I, World War II, the military was
Right.
covered in them. So for idiots like this to fuck it up, that's what fucked it up. Like, why
Yeah.
would you get such a racist tattoo and be in the military, or get a period? There's a period right there, and
Yeah.
then be in the fucking military.
Well, it's one of those things where, and I'm not defending anyone. I want to go on record with that.
Yeah,
Just a lot of people, a lot of white like guys that are like probably that age, around 19 to early
right,
20s,
yeah,
like the Confederate flag was also known as the rebel flag. So it was like a lot of idiots. And so again, I'm not defending anyone, calling them idiots. Idiots are like, no, it means I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. So they ignore the fact that there's a lot of racism attached to the flag, and they just go, no, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I'm from Texas. I'm a rebel. Pantera, all this kind of thing. And
yeah.
it's just like, okay, you're choosing to think that. But also, that'd be like if I was like, no, swastika means peace, man.
Yeah.
I, no, it doesn't mean that at all. It means something completely terrible. Like it's like, no, okay, I understand. That's what you're, but it also means something really bad. So stop trying to defend it and
That's
just be like,
exhausting. We
yeah,
shouldn't have to defend a tattoo. You shouldn't get one that you would have to defend. That's stupid and a waste of time. And mind you, this was 20 years ago, so things weren't quite as obvious as they
yeah,
are now. So it's just, wouldn't know anyone who would get something like that done now. I mean, I'd just be like, you're a fucking idiot. You're walking home by,
yeah,
that I wouldn't even hang out with somebody like that. But just because of what it means to other people, it's not
yeah.
about what you think it means. That doesn't matter. It matters what everyone else thinks it means if you're getting
Hey,
a tattoo.
look at us being progressive. Look at this, huh?
Thanks, internet. You changed me.
It's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
I never was really a piece of shit. I was ignorant, but I wasn't a piece of shit.
Well, that's you live, you learn, you grow. It's all good. It's just like it has to do with being naive and young. It's like obviously you would never get, even being that young, you would never do that.
No.
But I think when I was younger, I hung out with people that were ignorant and naive like that, even though I maybe wouldn't do the same things that they would do, but I'd be around them. But nowadays, neither one of us would be around someone and be like, oh, you got that? Get the fuck out of here. Leave.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you figure it out. See you later. Absolutely. Yeah. But well, I actually lived in the South like for
Mhm.
like 12 years of my life before, so I knew, I don't know. I just, not to get heavy, man, but I never really hated anybody. I'm an only child. Fuck, I need friends. Why would I start being mean to people? I'm alone, god damn it. It's like, who's this fucking kid? Like, I don't know, would you talk to me, please? I'm an only child. I gotta go home and talk to my fucking GI Joes. I
Yeah.
need friends. I have no room to be a racist. Like,
I need friends.
I'm shit. You know what only children do? They die alone. So fuck.
They die with their stuffed animals.
Love my collection. Oh man. So I think we kind of, anyway, I have a quick unfortunate topic of the week. It's quick, but we're barreling down here on our we're gonna be talking about music soon anyway. But age and going to the bathroom, bowel movements in
Mm.
particular. Alex and I actually started late today because of his bowels, but I don't think it's because his his bowels are aging. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I piss about every 45 minutes. I'm going right now, as a matter of fact.
He's, he's
So
he's pissing in his pants right now. Tony's sitting on his toilet. I don't know if you know that. He also sits down to pee now. Um,
always. It's kind of cool that I work from home and I just have to walk through my kitchen to take a piss. Like that's a blessing in disguise. I
yeah.
really think I have to like sit on a toilet or be close to one. But I looked it up. I was like, all right, maybe there's something here we could talk about for 2 seconds. And I looked it up as far as why, and it literally is 2 seconds long. You get old, your body loses elasticity, things harden, your bladder can't do what it used to do. And all I want to know is why do I keep going when I stopped going? Like,
Oh, I
why do I
get
have a leaky
to do
whistle?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the leaky whistle thing for? And then I thought about it, and I'm gonna go ahead and blame this on the drugs that I have done. In all honesty, if you've ever done hard disco drugs,
Mhm.
you'll realize you can't feel your bladder. You if you're that high, you can't feel it, and you might like try to like like, do I still have a crotch? You're just trying to like stand there and see if you can even make a movement, and you can't. And I think that probably didn't help me at all.
Yeah.
After doing that 300 times, it's gotta be bad. It just
No,
does.
it's gotta be.
So now,
Well,
I leak when
anybody
I
with a
whistle.
penis, anybody with a weenus has done this and put it away too early, and you walk away and you're like, "Ah, I'm still going."
Yeah, but when it happens every time and you were shaking it and like slamming it into the door, trying to get it all out, and then
Yeah.
still, like I don't like when I work, I don't wear underwear, so I just have piss on my feet. I'm like, fuck it, it's my house, my rules, whatever.
I
Unless I
see.
slip in my own urine, is that workman's comp? I don't know.
It should be.
I'm saying it is. I'm not telling them what it is, but this water fell on the floor. I slipped on it, and now I'm suing my company. That's all. It's the American dream, right? Sue a big company, not work anymore. Tell everyone you're on Social
Yeah. Oh,
Security, but
that
you
is the
really
American dream. That's what we all want, right?
don't. Are you having any issues with bowel movements? Are you? Can you tell that you've aged?
Me personally,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, the whole like leaky faucet situation, the whole like, man, I'm still going, and but it doesn't feel like I'm going.
It's been 30 minutes.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's that. But I don't feel like I go any more than I normally would. It just stays on longer than it used to. That's all.
You just got to keep turning that nozzle.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it too tight though. You don't want to go too tight because then
Oh shit.
yeah, your eyes will pop out of your head. Fucking
That's
awful.
funny.
Um, but it's real. It's life. It's what it's like.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, what's funny is these things happen to you, but you really stop giving a shit. Just like lack of sleep, you stop caring about that. When you
Oh, yeah, I don't
old
sleep
people
anymore.
make age sound like shit, like getting old, like older. It sounds horrible, but what people forget to tell you is that your give a shit meter also goes way down.
Oh, way down. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's why you see people like, like older, like men in their 60s, all rocking the same fucking pair of sneakers. And obviously, everyone my dad has a pair. It's fucking hilarious. It's like, how did you end up with those, man? I would have went shopping with you. I would at least asked if they had them in fucking black. Like, no, all you assholes get the same fucking shoes in
Is
white.
that like talking about like the white New Balance shoes,
Yes,
and
he
they
bought
come
them.
with like grass
I could,
stains already on them?
I don't know who got them. Probably my mom got them. That's how they all get them. Their wives get them. But why white? I mean, come on, New Balance, whoever makes these sneakers, color options, please. All right.
Well, it's
Fuck's sake.
because of this, Tony. It's because if you get like a dark shoe, dark New Balance shoe, same shoe, just different color, you can't see the grass stains on them from mowing the lawn. You need to see the green tip on the toe. You need that. That's a sign of you know, a working man, but a comfortable man. So,
Sure, but people like my dad that don't have a yard to mow,
mm.
I wonder if it's like a badge of honor that he's not getting when he walks around and people see brand like clean sneakers. They're like, well, either they're clean or he's a lazy piece of shit.
You just see your dad like with one shoe off, like he sees a patch of grass and he's just rubbing it on there. It's like being a kid and like hiding, like taking your skateboard and taking your shoe and like going like this on the grip tape. You're like, yeah, I do kick flips.
Right, right. Just grinding it down.
Yeah,
I do a lot of dark side flips.
yeah.
Pretty
It's,
fucking
it's
rad.
it's the same thing. It's just when you get older, it's like skateboard turns into you know a front lawn.
I think I've just come up with a really clever idea for a landscaping company. And it's not even the name of the company. It's just a picture of that sneaker with the grass stain on it. And it says, "We get it done." Like that's it. And you show up in a crew and all of you are wearing those sneakers. Like everybody.
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 You like
Like 6 on the crew.
yeah,
You
you
all got
like you sell merch.
Oh
You,
fuck yeah.
you
As
like
worn by.
yeah, you get like you get brand sneakers with green tips.
That's what they should do. They
Yeah.
should make these white sneakers with the green tip on it. It's pre not even just pre-grassed, just pre-grassed. Has
Well,
that
it's like you could spend a lot of money on a pair of jeans with pre-ripped holes in it. It's like that.
that's funny. Should you imagine that's your job at the factory? Like, where's Tony? Like, oh, he's putting the grass stains on. Like, woo! That's a job.
You just have a little patch of grass and there's like shoes on a conveyor belt going like this. You just grab this shoe, go like that, next shoe, go
Swipe,
like
swipe,
that.
swipe, 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 swipe.
Yeah.
When they do your job review, they're like, listen, we just happen to notice you're falling down on your amount of swipes. We're gonna need you to step it back up. When you first started here, you were swiping king. You're doing 15 swipes a shoe. Now we're down to what, 3? We
But
just
I
can't
got
have that.
allergies. The grass gives me allergies.
Right.
It's the only indoor job that you'll get allergies from.
You have to have a rider that says you get free Zyrtec.
Yeah, you're an indoor landscaper. Yeah.
Right? I make dreams happen, God damn it.
Cut it out.
Oh shit, that was funny. All right. Well, you ready
I
to talk about music? You
before
got some...
music, I want to talk about a movie I watched,
Oh
and
shit.
it goes in with music.
Okay.
It's right in music. I watched the new um Weird Al movie. The new I
Oh,
blanked the name, but the weird new Weird Al movie, and I don't know if you've seen it, Tony, or anyone else has, but it's fucking great.
where can we find it?
You can watch it on the Roku channel. That's where it's coming
Shit.
out.
Yeah, I don't have that.
It might be streaming on a different place, but that's where I watched it. And I think that's where most people are watching it, and it's fucking awesome. So if you guys get a chance to watch it, it's exactly what you would think Weird Al would do. If you need a little more incentive to watch it, it's kind of like a Walk Hard situation.
Really?
And it's exactly what Weird Al would do.
Okay.
Covering songs, making it his own. It's Weird Al. It's fucking
Right.
great.
I'm sure it's a great story. It's got to be one of a kind. For
It's
sure.
Harry Potter plays Weird Al.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel
Yeah.
Radcliffe.
It's fucking on. But he did that weird movie. I didn't finish it. The weird movie where he ended up like a few years
Swiss
ago.
Army Man.
What is it?
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he's got chops. I'm glad that he got out of the Harry Potter thing and that he's laying it down in other roles because he's the most iconic character of the film series.
Yeah.
Like he's in every fucking scene pretty much of Harry Potter.
Yeah, I
So
mean, he's Harry Potter.
and now people are gonna be like, oh, that's the kid that played Weird Al, and he's like, yes, finally, I'm
Anyway,
not
I don't have to
fucking
be
Harry
fucking
anymore.
Potter anymore.
You can fuck off.
Fuck off. It's a good movie. It's worth checking out, and I figured I'd mention it since it's about music. So but yeah,
All right. Well, then I have to give out a movie recommend.
Okay.
Um, kind of it's going to be a little bit of a reach for some people, but if you so happen to be a diehard Kevin Smith fan, or at least a fan of the Clerks movies, Clerks 3, that's probably the last. Have you seen it?
No, but they did a third one. I didn't know that.
Well, I'll tell you something, man. I gotta say, totally caught me off guard. I mean, the first one is like 20 years old at least, and then the second one I thought was the first one was great. It was like their first movie they ever did. They filmed it in a convenience store in black and white, etc. And then the second movie was more about the guys not working at the Quick Stop anymore, and it was fucking hilarious. The donkey show, all that, fucking priceless. The third one, I just have a shitload of respect for Kevin Smith, man. Like the writing, the story, it's not just fucking dick jokes.
Right.
It
Okay.
really, really isn't. I don't even want to give a lot away, but if you're a fan and you've seen the other two, or if you should definitely recommend. That's, in my opinion, like for Kevin Smith's own work, like him. Not, I don't know. Like I was just like, damn, he tied this in fucking beautifully. Like
Right.
I can't. Maybe I was just really high. That's always a thing when I'm watching movies. But I mean, it got me. I was like, damn, this is really fucking like. It's a real like not just a joke movie, a real goddamn movie. And I was like, I was standing up. I was like, anybody, anybody? No, okay, fine, cool. It was good. So anyway, if you're a fan of those movies, you forgot about Kevin Smith, you forgot that you saw Clerks 20 years ago. I
Right.
recommend getting caught up and watching the third one. His movies don't fucking cost shit because he's one of those niche people. So hook him up, throw him a few bucks, watch the movie. It's worth it. It's on Amazon. Highly
Yeah.
recommend it. So
Okay.
there you go. Two movies to watch. I do want to catch the Weird Al. If anyone that's watching that's seen this episode and you find it anywhere else, because sometimes movies pop up in other places, please drop it in the comment section because I'd like to know where else I could find it.
Yeah,
The
because
the
not everyone has Roku, but most people have
I only have
Netflix,
Amazon.
shit like that. So
Amazon seems to be like I mean, you might have to pay for it. You probably will have to pay for it, but they usually have almost everything, unless it's exclusive. Like someone bought something and said, "Make this shit for us, and no one else can have it."
right, totally.
Netflix, Amazon does that. Netflix does that, but a movie like that, I don't think it was made exclusively for Roku. Maybe it was.
I don't know. Who knows?
That's yeah, it's a little weird that they're doing it. It's kind of a pain in the ass right now. It's like, oh, you have to visit this streaming service to see that movie. It's like having to go to a different theater to see different movies.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
drive across town to see this cocksucker. And all right, I'm gonna go to fucking yeah. It's kind of silly, but whatever. Here we are. One day it'll all come back together, and
Oh,
you'll have commercials again, or you'll pay twice as much for your shit without commercials. It's like cable TV, but with the same. We'll all come back to what we were doing 20 years ago. Same horse shit with commercials and a high cable bill. Don't worry about it. But in any case, music?
music.
Okay. So this week we covered the band Sparks and their album Kimono My House. Goddamn right. So what'd you think, man?
First of all, whose pick was this?
Mine.
You suggested it. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. They're So I kept on listening to it, and every time I listened to the album or any song, I just kept on being like, "This is the kind of music that you would hear if you if you opened up the curtain to a circus tent.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
it's like if you were out in a field and you're hungover and you're like, oh, why am I in this field? And it's like 7 in the morning and the morning dews on the grass and there's still a little bit of morning fog and all of a sudden you see this pristine, beautiful, big red and white, orange circus tent, and you're like, oh, I'm still kind of drunk, and you peek underneath there, and it'd be like these fucking and just be that's exactly I was just like, wow, this is the inside of a circus tent.
Hell yeah. 24/7.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
love it.
it's great. I fucking love them. I think they're awesome.
Oh, I'm so stoked. I had a feeling I was like, this is the right kind of crazy here. This is
Yeah.
right up our fucking alley, man. I have a chorus to one of their songs in my head right now, and it literally sounds like you just said, like a circ. I mean, I'm serious. I said, "What you going? But I gotta go. We gotta go."
Yeah.
Like, ah, this is fucking great. I'm crazy.
It's great. I They so there's like the two ladies on the cover. They were singing, right? There's like two, but like they're a different band or something like that.
So, all right. So I hit you up, and I do recommend you check this out. But I got like I found a documentary. I did a little research on these guys. Found a documentary. On if you look them up on Wikipedia or whatever, the Google, it says there will soon be a documentary in like 21, 22. And so I was this morning on Amazon. I was like, fuck it, maybe there's a documentary. There sure is. It came out last year, and
Mhm.
2.5 hours long. So I dove into that
Uh,
cocksucker today.
I didn't have time to watch it this morning.
I get it. Hey, I watched. I wanted to have a little bit more background, so at least I got it. That's all. So I can answer some questions. So long story short, that album. It's two brothers. First of
Mhm.
all, it's two brothers. They're from California, and they have a fucking great sense of humor. Period. Their dad, interestingly enough, actually worked for Disney. He was an artist, like
Oh,
that kind of thing. He didn't. He wasn't. Anyways, part of their background, their dad didn't stay. He passed away at an early age. But their mom was cool as fuck. And something fun I thought was cool about that inspired them to become musicians. They saw the Beatles twice,
whoa, cool.
and their mom took them. They lived in LA area, and their mom drove them, and like after their dad had passed, just single mom, drove all three of them to Vegas back in the 60s to see the fucking Beatles
Whoa,
so I
cool.
mean anyway, they were like, and they're Beatles fans, like, they're like, that's kind of was their inspiration, were the
Mhm.
Beatles. So in any case, I thought that was really neat, and they're just like some fun ass dudes. It's I had their names memorized too. It's Ron's on keyboard,
Mhm.
and then his brother, and I feel like shit right now. I have to look it up. But in any case, the one on the keyboard, they're so fucking funny. You can't really tell who writes what, whatever. But Ron pretty much takes the credit for writing the music, and then his brother is the lyricist, does all the singing. They've been together forever. They've made over 20 albums, I believe by now. And that one, Kimono My House, the one we're just talking about, is their third album. And
Right,
they decided, this is art for you right there. They decided that they didn't say in the documentary who those women were. They
right.
did not sing or anything like that. Those vocals are his brother.
Oh,
That's
really?
oh yeah, that's all him. I see. Yeah. Anyway,
I thought, man, maybe I'm just a little.
they had some backup vocalists,
I
but
did. I thought I had it in my head that those two ladies on the cover were in the band for they did like a project with them. That's what I thought, and I thought that that's who was singing. But my bad. I told that's totally what I thought.
well, now you're gonna make me rewatch the documentary, which is fine. But from what I saw, no, those two girls were not singing on that album. Their whole point was to have these girls and have their makeup fucked up. Like that was the
Mhm.
whole art look for the album cover. And
Yeah,
they said, every band puts their damn name on the top of the album, but not Sparks. They put their shit on the back of the album, their name. Like if you flip it around, that's where the name is. They just didn't give a shit. And the pictures, if you open up the gatefold and everything, they change, and the women like they're smoking, and the makeup looks worse. Like total
right.
fucking sense of humor. Like that was the point. But this was their breakout album,
Okay,
and
okay.
they basically just keep fucking writing, and they've kept writing their whole lives, and they're still alive. They're still doing shows and everything. But in any case, they've made over 20 records, and at one point, I think it was 2015 or 17, they decided what fun it would be to play all their records front to back, day after day. And they spent 4 months, and they learned all the records, and they talked about how exhausting that was, and played every album they ever did, every song they ever recorded. And they did it all in
Wow,
England, and they just did it. Like, I think they took a couple of nights off, but within 1 month, they had done all those shows.
wow, that's
And
cool.
I immediately was like, oh, oh, oh. And this guy was like, I actually bought tickets to every show. I was like, yeah, I do that too, man. Fuck them. Like, fun that would be to like
Yeah.
every album, every night you see a new fucking, from back to front. And they said for the encores, they did the like the B-sides and shit. Like they were like, and the drummer who isn't really, they keep getting new musicians through the years,
Sure,
and the
sure.
drummer's just like, ah.
It's like, stop, God damn it.
Right. But they have an amazing sense of humor. I didn't have time to read through all the lyrics, and I really want to. I've read some, but I mean, I just kept today was like a day just where I was like, I'm gonna listen to this album as much as I can, watch the documentary. I think that's the song. What is it? The title track, isn't that Kimono My House? Um,
Yeah.
no, wait. This
They're
town ain't big enough. Sorry, the biggest track, their number one track, period, is this town isn't big enough for the both of us.
oh, okay. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one I've heard on the
Yeah,
radio
that's
before.
right.
Right, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Fun as hell.
No, do you know what song I like? I like In My Family.
Is that the one?
Because he has a line in that song where he says like I'm gonna hang myself from my family tree.
Right? They got
Yeah.
a great fucking sense of humor,
And
man.
I tried to listen to that song like as much as I could a bunch of different times because every time I got to that point I was like it made me laugh.
He
You know.
says in that song, he says, "That's how it's gonna be in my family, from the biggest branch to the smallest leaf. Still, you're gonna see similarity. Um, in my family, that's how it's gonna be. There you go. There you got your Rockefeller. There you got your Edward Teller. J. Paul Getty is a splendid Wow, this is fucking heavy shit. Wow. Gonna hang myself. Yeah. It says, that's how it's gonna be. Manufacturing many, many me's. Gonna hang myself from my family tree."
Yeah. I just thought that part was fun. It made me laugh.
Oh, it's fucking. I mean, now somebody would write a letter of sadness, but like, I really wish you didn't write that. But
Yeah.
still, I'm glad they did. It's fucking funny. So that track's funny. The one I have stuck in my head right now, I think, is Amateur Hour, because on
Oh,
this album, there's a live version of Amateur Hour on the
yeah,
bottom.
the last song, track 13.
Right. And he says, if you listen to him, he says basically in so many words, he says, all right, we're gonna do this as our closer, or encore, but if you guys could kind of calm down just a little bit. Like that's what he was saying. They were actually worried that the house was gonna come down because they were getting people off, people having a great time. So I looked in the documentary that came up. Like they really like when they hit it off, the people, it's a fucking party band. And they look fun as hell, even now, like right now. I want to see them live. I'm looking around. I'm like, they got to be on a festival lineup somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it's a fucking just dance party, you know.
No, it's what it looks like. And they have this total fuck you mentality because they made this one album, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of their career, where they told him it was something like the record execs told him, like, hey, you need to like make a dance record or something like that. Oh, yeah. They said, you need to make music that you can dance to. That's what the record label told him. They took offense to it. So in 1986, they named their album Music You Can Dance To. And they were just, it's basically just a big fuck you to the record company.
Right.
Like the lyrics are like, yeah, but fuck you.
The fuck
Here's
yeah.
your dance record, assholes. I love that. I love a band that's just like, and they just keep doing their own thing. And on top of that, they figured out like several years ago, they're like, they started getting fucked up because of like record producing and all this shit. So they taught themselves how to do it.
Hmm.
They're like, so what they do is they go over to one brother's house. They have a studio. They each have their own computers. They sit down. One's got the keyboards, the other one's got his shit, and they just sit right next to each other and crank out music every fucking day. They crank out music, and they said when they're done with it, they just ship it off and say, "Here it is." That's it. There ain't
Cool.
no doctoring it up. It's all done. He said that's the way to do it, and that's what's cool is because they're unapologetic. They never were mainstream. They just stuck with what they loved. They're still doing it, and people like me and you are finding out about them just now.
Yeah.
So, what a long, drawn out, awesome fucking experience. Well, they're
That-
stoked because they've been at this for 30, 40 years
well,
and
I
it's
mean,
still popping.
longer, right? I mean, it's
50. I mean, yeah.
they've been around. Their first album was 71, wasn't it?
Okay, 50. Yeah. Fuck
They've been
me.
around for
Yeah, they're in their fucking 70s, right?
like, yeah, like let's see. The first album that iTunes will show,
Sparks, 1971, self titled. What I see.
yeah.
And then, yeah, Woofer and Tweeters. That's a fuck. These are clever names. A Woofer in Tweeters clothing.
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about speakers, that's what they're talking about. And Kimono My House. Like, I love that. I mean, now when you read them, you're like, oh, that's funny.
Kimono My Ass. I fucking,
Is that what you want me to
it's
name the
funny.
episode?
Yeah, Kimono My Ass. Uh,
Okay.
I was I was listening to it kind of all, last week and a half, 2 weeks, or no, a week or whatever, however long it's fucking been listening to it, and I put it on this morning, and Callie usually knows when I put on music on Monday morning on the stereo that I'm listening to the band that we're going to talk about, and I put it on, and she's like, "Huh, I like this." She's like, I usually don't like the things that
I know it. I know it. Usually
I
you
like
listen to
this.
shit.
And she's like, when was this made? It sounds 70-ish. It sounds like
Nailed
it's
it.
and I'm like, well, this album was 2008. And then I was like, oh, well, they've been around. Their first album was 1971. So I was like, you're right. I'm like, she's like, huh.
Well,
So,
Kimono My House is 74.
oh, the first version of that, right?
Yeah, why'd you get a different version?
Yeah, I have the 2008 version, but I'm sure it's the same. It's the same.
Oh, well, in the timeline, it was the third album they ever put out. It was their biggest hit, and 1974 is when it was released.
Mhm. Yeah, the only Kimono My House that I could find is 2008.
It was probably a fucking a reissue.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Same
I
music.
mean, no, I mean that's exactly what it is. That's what it says. It's just a
Cool.
reissue.
And it drives me nuts when they put that on these fucking streaming apps. It's like, hey, I'm trying to learn my shit here. Like, tell me when it originally came out. Don't just make me
Yeah,
look like an asshole. Be like, hey.
it
Anyway,
just
yeah,
it says it's the 21st century version. That's what it says.
right. And the thing is with these guys is that they keep making records. They just don't give a shit. Like
Yeah,
they have a and they said that's what they're stoked about is that they just keep cranking out music. I mean that's what's fun about a band like this that you've still isn't mainstream. Like everyone knows who they are. That's worth knowing. Those people, all the famous people, they all know who the fuck Sparks is, but
yeah,
we don't. And it's been 50 fucking years.
yeah.
And I still found them word of mouth. It was still because someone else that I go to shows with was like, "Why the fuck am I just finding out about Sparks?" And I was like, "Who's that?"
Hey, who's that?
Yeah, like I'm finding out too. Thanks.
Okay.
Fucking crazy. The internet thinks it's almighty and all powerful, yet we still need word of mouth. It's funny.
Yeah. Um. My favorite songs, though, I would say I like them all. There's not a song in here I don't
Yeah.
like,
Right.
but This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us is good. And like I said, In My Family is probably my favorite one. Amateur Hour. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Lost and Found. Oh, uh, Barbecuity.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like to listen to the lyrics of that one. That's funny.
And how do you do that? How do you fucking I can't hear lyrics. I cannot decipher them. I have to read them unless it's really easy to hear. And you just hear it. Yeah, fuck you, man. I can't. I can't hear them. I
You
hear
just,
"Ba, ba, 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 ba." I hear some shit, but I don't hear it all. And when I do hear it, I'm like, wait, what was that? But the
I
ones
don't
that
know.
I
I
like,
guess I just got good ears. I don't know.
yeah, you do. Fine-tuned shit. And you have fucking hat on your head, covering your ears, and the motherfucker still hears better than I do. All right, whatever. So now I got a leaky dick and bad hearing. How about that?
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
yeah, one of them.
So there's four tracks that I liked due to Spotify. So This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us, Amateur Hour, Falling in Love with Myself Again,
Mhm.
which I think that's just a clever fucking I like that. And then Talent is an Asset. I like those
Yeah,
yeah. But if I
yeah,
had kept at it and I was able had time to read all the lyrics, it would be the whole album. I mean, so if
right.
you had what's that?
Yeah, I said, yeah, of course it would
Oh,
be.
I want this. I want to own this one. This is great, and I would like, yeah, I would like to hear more Sparks. Definitely, they're just so fun. And when I was watching them, in some ways, like their humor. If you watch when you watch the documentary, man, watch it. It's like watching a fucking comedy, because as they're recording them and asking them information, they're funny as shit. And like the dude
Yeah.
on the keyboards, he's really like he had the Hitler mustache. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a Hitler mustache. It looked like
No,
a
you
little
got
thing.
they talk about it in the 70s when they made this album. It was a fucking bona fide. It was like, yo. And they made a joke about well, in one of they said in one of the lyrics that was about fuck. He says, talks about Germany is still the same people, but there's something it's Germany's still the same country, but the people have changed. It's
Mm.
lyrics, something like that. It was kind of funny. It's like saying, "Hey, the girls in Germany are cool." Like, yeah, it's still Germany, but the bitches are cool. And this is back when he's rocking a Groucho or a Hitler, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like he just didn't give a fuck. It's
Michael
like
Jordan did
whatever.
it.
I love that. We
Yeah.
still need unapologetic artists out there. Art is important, otherwise you're just an asshole. But still, you need that.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Definitely.
heart helps, but still, I appreciate someone who's like, lighten up.
I
And
know.
they
Yeah.
said, if you don't get it, have a sense of humor. And I'll say, if you don't get sarcasm, you're fucked on this music because that's what it is. That's all I have the whole
Oh,
damn thing sarcasm. So I thought it was great. So do you have what would you rate it? 1 to 10.
man, I go a solid 10. Why not?
Yeah, there's no reason not to. 100%. I'm glad we found them and I can enjoy them more, but
No, yeah, I'm glad you suggested them because I get the humor. Like my favorite line was, hang myself from my own family tree. Like it's and I like the little facts that I found out, and I found out more from you just now. Like the fact, like knew that they were brothers, but the fact that they went and saw the Beatles in the '60s, and their mom took them, and then that's kind of what inspired them. That's cool. And they have a documentary. They are kind of like a cult, like underground band, but they're super popular in the underground. Yeah, that's fucking. And the fact they've been doing it for 50 plus years, get out.
and we're
Yeah,
saying we're just finding out about it and this whole time they're probably recording right now. They just don't give a shit. Little music machines. Just
yeah,
like, "Oh, you haven't heard of us? Oh well." Still doing it.
yeah.
You
They
gotta
get a.
see in the documentary, you'll love how many comedians and famous personalities are in there. Patton Oswalt's in there. There's a shitload
Oh
of
yeah.
people. I'm
Oh.
just like, "What is this? These everyone knows about these guys? The fuck have we been? God damn it." Should really talk to more comedians, like, outside of just what are you listening to?
Right. Well, I mean, they get a 20 out of 10 from us. So
Yeah,
yeah.
10 for both, absolutely. A great album. I wanna watch the documentary again. I have 47 hours left to devour it, so I'll be doing that again.
Hmm.
But there's a couple albums that they had said were like, repeats. Like this album, Kimono My House is one of their heaviest ones they did. But then in the 2000s, they made one that they said was just as heavy and it actually like hit the charts and all that shit.
Hmm.
That's something. So anyway, I want to listen to another record on the show. So expect for us to play more Sparks,
Yeah.
um, review more Sparks records because it's fun as hell. Wow, just came out of left field with that band, but seeing what they're all about really did it for me. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on that. Great work, great work.
Um, yeah. Fucking A. Good job. Wheel? Time for wheel?
Hell yeah, for Wheel. And while he's getting the wheel, listen to that album. If you didn't listen to it, check it out. At least hear the first track. You'll be like, "Oh, wait a minute, wasn't this in a car commercial?" Something like that. It'll sound familiar. All
Right.
right,
Get it.
time for the Wheel of Death. Oh, just music. Alrighty. All right. So on the wheel, we have in the number 1 spot, we've got the Three from Hell soundtrack and the movie from Rob Zombie. In the number 2 spot, we have Wheeler Walker Jr., Sex, Drugs, and Country Music. Number 3 is Alex's spot. He gets to pick something if it lands on him. Number 4 is Stained and their album Dysfunction. Number 5 is Kaleo A/B is the name of the album. Uh, Number 6 is Daughters and their album You Won't Get What You Want. Number 7 is My Spot. Number 8 is Turnstiles, Time and Space. Number 9 is Green Druid's newest album, At the Maw of Ruin. And number 10, Saint Vitus, Born Too Late. Did I say that
St.
right?
Vitus.
Vitus, thanks, man. Yeah. I'm bad with words I can't spell. But anyway, Saint Vitus, Born Too Late. That's the newest addition to take over Sparks' spot in the number 10 hole. So, Alex, your favorite thing is upon you. Please do your worst.
What do we got from now?
A lifetime supply of nothing.
Number 4.
All right.
Who's
Oh. Stained.
Ah! Fuck it all! Fuck it all! Fuck you! Fuck you! And fuck all of you stupid fucking fuck you!
What a horrible thing to follow up, but we just listened to with.
We got something that we're both kind of finding out about that we both realize we really love. And now we gotta fucking listen to something that we've been trying to forget about since we were both in fucking middle school. Fuck. Don't even look. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, this is great. He really hates these guys. This is great. We have to have a whammy on the wheel at all times, and that's it. Was I'll be honest, that was a joke. A friend made a joke, and he didn't say it was a joke, so I took him seriously. But it's on there now as a joke, and we're gonna listen to it.
Sometimes jokes go too far.
We'll probably talk about Sparks again next week, but we'll be listened to Stain.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna listen to the album at least twice. And you know what? I'm probably gonna fucking hang myself from.
Don't do it. Don't hang yourself from the family tree. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, anyways, fuck it, whatever.
Poor Alex. He's upset.
Make sure
shit week ahead of him.
Watch this episode, but the one after, don't fucking watch it.
Oh man, that's the one we get 1,000 views on next week.
Well, right, probably.
Oh shit.
All right.
All right. Well, that's fun. So yeah, you gotta check out next week just to see how upset Alex is about it. But we're gonna give it a real. We're gonna give it a real penetration.
We're gonna do our fucking stupid job. But what's the name of the fucking album?
I have a headache in the back of my head. I feel like I'm hit by a shovel. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit myself in the back of the shovel. Fucking. What's the name of the goddamn album?
It's perfect. It's called Dysfunction.
I quit.
So, since you can see how much fun it is to throw in a whammy once in a while, not saying we need a list of whammies,
please don't.
But feel free, as always, to make a suggestion for music. The best way to do that would be at the bottom of the most recent episode. So this week's would be fantastic. If you have any recommendations for music, if you can provide the artist and an album, that would be awesome. Even if you don't know the album, even if you just know of a song, we'll tell me that the name of the album that song is on, and that's the album we're going to listen to. We're not that picky. I mean, we're about to cover Stained, so we're not that picky. So please feel free to tell us there at the bottom of our latest episode what album and band you recommend. Also, you can do it on our Instagram, Titfu69. I'm really taking over Alex's job here, so I was just trying to give him a break, but he can fill in because I don't know the rest of his spiel. So what do they have to do on Instagram? Take off the tops? I don't know.
Just the direct message.
Okay, yeah, direct message. Thank you. I don't know. I tried. I'm trying. I'm learning from the master. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe. That's it. Follow.
Yep. And I would just so like, follow, subscribe, worship, all that good shit. And I would just like to say that I've gotten some feedback from some people with quality and things like that. If you're listening to this episode and the sound is going in and out or anything is off, please let us know. I watch some of these episodes. I don't watch them all. I'm not going to lie to you. You
can't watch them. You can't watch all of this. It's if you're us. If you're us, you can't watch it all.
So yeah, judge me as you wish.
Watch it all.
You know, don't tell our boss. But in any case, if you see some and we also have glitches on the end, like our shit's shaking, and then when you guys see it, you don't see anything. So hey, welcome to the wonderful world of technology and the fucking internet. But if sound quality is off or something like that, please let us know. We'll make adjustments. That's how we find out, because it might only sound like shit 45 minutes in. I have no, so in any case, if you hear something, let us know. We appreciate that. We've been at this for over 115 episodes now. and I enjoy myself. I know Alex does, or he sure as shit wouldn't do this shit before work every week. So we want to thank you. Once in a while, I just like to tell y'all thank you very much for watching this
Thank you.
shit. Suggestions come in, and we appreciate that. And we hope y'all enjoy the music too, because that's huge. We love the music part. That's a little bit of happiness in our week, even if it is stained, um, or sadness. But thank you very much for watching. We're gonna make a couple more episodes before Alex hangs himself from the family tree. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye. That's it. That's what we got. All right. Next week. Till then. Bye bye.